Okay, moving on to our last speaker in session 3, we've talked a lot today about apprenticeships and bringing new people into the industry and skills development and how crucial that is. We've talked about, when Paul stood before us last year and the year before, talking about the new apprenticeship standard, and it was a case of use it or lose it, and we started to get a bit twitchy this year, didn't we, Paul, because we thought we were going to lose it. But at last, we have a solution. And one of the providers of that solution is with us now. So please welcome to the stage, from Remit Training, Dave Walker.
Stefan, thank you for the invite. Ladies, gents, thank you for still being awake at this time of day to listen to me. So I just want to talk to you today a little bit about Remit Training and about the apprentice standard that has been created for specialist Tyre. So I'll first run through a quick video. So a few images of who we are and what we do. We're a training company which are based in Nottingham and Derby, our training centre in Derby. We've been around for over 100 years now in various guises, relaunched in the last sort of 10 or 15 years, and we do a large number of apprenticeships within the automotive sector, light vehicle, heavy vehicle, to name but a couple. But from your sector, your area of our sector, we're now looking at specialist tyre, auto care, the customer service solutions and leadership and management. We are Ofsted graded 2 and 1, 1 for leadership and management, and we have a vision. Our vision is to be the learner and employer focused training provider of choice in the automotive industry. We deal with a lot of small, medium enterprise employers, and we also have some large contracts as well, our biggest being Scania Truck. So the apprentice programme itself, we'll just go through a little bit about what it's about, how it came about. There was a framework qualification some years ago, but had very low numbers of take-up. So a group of employers, most of them named there, sort of Quick Fit, Lodge, Pro Tyre, ATS, Autotech Recruit, Remit Tip Top were involved with the training. National Tyres and Auto Care and Continental got together on a trailblazer group to create this new apprenticeship standard. One name that's not mentioned there is a good friend of mine, Phil Thirsk, who sat down at front, who was working with us, putting things together as well. But it's been a long process, getting the qualification together and getting it approved. But it's now been sat there around about a year with still no or very little activity. This is where Remit Training came into play. We were approached to look at delivering the programme. We met with the Trailblazer Group, effectively NTDA, and discussed how we would take it forward and make it work. So we're now in a position where the programme has sort of taken flight. We now have 24 learners signed up on the programme. The first set of training starts on the 18th of November. So we made it. And there's a few people sat there in the audience going, thank God for that, because if we don't use it, we will lose it. It's as simple as that. The government will take it away from us. Now, we've talked in depth today, and recurring themes for me today have been, there's been 4 or 5 things. So we've looked at, we do not grow our own. We've looked at poaching other people. We've looked at an ageing workforce, and we've also looked at skills gaps, and also technology improvements within motor vehicle sector of the recent years, and the recent 10 or 20 years have seen the biggest technology improvements, I think, ever in this industry. We're no longer looking at mechanics in this industry, we're looking at technicians, and that comes down to everybody in the industry. Tyre technicians historically have been seen as the lower level technicians. Now they aren't. They do a very, very dangerous job. They do a very technical job with TPMS coming in, you know, different technologies coming in to support that business. It's no longer a mechanic's job. So we need to do the training and training correctly. Now, it's not just all about the training. There are a lot of steps to go through as a training provider before we actually get somebody into a training room. So the standard's been approved, we know that. The funding's been confirmed. We now need to engage with you guys and girls out there, the businesses. We need to understand what your business needs are. Okay? Once we've done that, we can then take on various roles as a training organisation. We can then do the recruitment for you if you want. The final say comes to you on interview, whether you take that young person on or not. But we can do the recruitment for you up to that point. And then obviously, once we've recruited, we enrol, we train. At the end of the training programme, we run a gateway. The new standard has a 15-month programme length. The learner will be with us for 5 weeks out of that 15 months, full weeks, down at Derby. At the end of that 15 months as a gateway, whereas an employer, as a training provider, we discuss that apprentice and ensure that they are in a fit position, skill and knowledge-wise, to pass the endpoint assessment. If they are, we put them into endpoint assessment and then they become fully qualified as a specialist tyre operative. Okay, so that's the programme as it stands at the moment. And we're currently in the engagement and vacancy stage with various companies. But as I say, we've got 24 already signed up, ready to go for the first section of the training programme. So, what your apprenticeship will deliver to you as an employer. So attraction, it makes you as a business more attractive for a young person coming into the role. They're going to get a recognised national qualification within 15 to 18 months of being in your business. Their productivity will improve because they're getting some training that's laid down block by block. Okay? We know they get the training from you. A lot of the practical skill elements will come from you as an employer and with their mentor out in the field, out in your depots. But the knowledge will come from us in the main. We also find that when a learner comes through as an apprentice, your retention of that learner is better when they finish that apprenticeship. They value the time and effort and money you've put into them, and they tend to stay a little bit longer. Skills progression, obviously we need to build that skill up within 15 months to 18 months when the endpoint assessment occurs. There's a hell of a lot to get in there, but the training programme is very robust, and we'll see this young person develop from very little skill in the workplace to being able to fit any type of tyre in any type of location, and also in lots of different weathers, as you know. External recognition, obviously as an employer that's taking on apprentices, you'll get recognised as the people did on the screen earlier for supporting the programme. And also we've discussed skills gaps many times. We've got an ageing workforce. There are skills gaps in the workforce where people are going elsewhere. They're being poached for that 50 pence an hour Stefan mentioned earlier. We need to grow our own. We need to put in the right people into the right roles and train them ourselves to make them competent to do the role. And for me, it's all about competency, but overarching all that is safety. It's a very unsafe industry if not carried out in the correct manner. So we need to instill that safety in the apprentice at all times. So, how it works then, we partner with your employers, we identify your skills gaps and your business needs, we attract and recruit the correct candidate, we train them, we assess them, we retain them, and hopefully that will give you a member of staff that will stay with you for many years and repay that investment, time and effort that you've put in as an organisation. So, how we work with you. We do our training on a block release format. As I said earlier, it's a 15-month programme with 5 one-week blocks up at Derby. We also introduce webinars, virtual classrooms into their training. We talked about Gen Z people earlier, millennials who spend half their life on the phone. So let's give them some learning on their phone, on their tablet. They don't have to come into college. They don't have to log into the PC at work or the laptop when they get home. They've got one in their pocket. Let's utilise that piece of technology to get them learning. Each of the learners will have a mentor in his workplace who will support that process and that progress of that learner. We will produce a mentor guide which will give that mentor a month-by-month breakdown of what he or she has to do with that learner to progress them in the right speed and in the right manner. We have our own workshops at Derby in our training centre. We're currently building another training centre as well because we've outgrown the first one. The second one will be dedicated partially to this qualification and supported by Continental and Remit Tip-Top currently where we stand at the minute with tools, equipment and resources, which is fantastic. Thank you both. I know you're both in the room. We are in a process of creating a lot of videos for online content, which is our Fuse content. Now this is not replacing face-to-face training, it's to supplement it and just to give the learner in a different way, as we said, on that responsive device in their hand. And we can also do one-to-one training with them should they be required. And that will be done by the mentor as well in the workplace. And we can also set assignments depending on what we require from that learner at each individual unit. Oops, sorry, I thought it was on the slide before that, but we've ruled it out. I just want to do a quick video on our Fuse content. It's online learning platform. This doesn't give you a full view of it, it just gives you a flavour of what we do. Generally speaking, we make videos and we make content, we make animated content within our office, our teams, and you get some, people like me that stand there and just on a green screen introduce things and what have you. So you'll see a little bit of me and other members of our staff introducing things. But it's quite interactive. There's learning and there's also assessment on there as well. And it's laid out month by month, so each learner knows what they've got to do and when. And it links within the face-to-face training and the mentor training as well. I should put the video on now. So, same slide again. Why, you ask? I talked about how the programme was developed and delivered. We're now in a position, as I said earlier, with 24 learners signed up. If we don't use this qualification, ladies and gents, we will lose it, it will disappear. So it's a bit of a call to arms, really. It's a bit of a World War II, we need you. It's the engagement with you, the businesses out there that require this. I know, speaking to a lot of people in the room, there are no end of you out there that have asked for this. It's now here, it's now working. Let's use it, please. So come and have a chat with me and James at the back. We're both here tonight as well. Come and get some details from us. If you're interested in put any of your young people on the programme who are current members of staff, there's no barrier to age. If you want us to recruit you, support that recruitment situation, we'll do that too with you. We need your help now. And one of our little quotes for Remit training is, our people become your people. We become integrated into your business in supporting your learners, your apprentices, to get through this programme. We don't work separately, we work together. Thank you for your time.